He unalived his pregnant wife and 2 little children, all because of another woman. Yes, this is a true crime story of Chris Watts. And this happened in the month of August, on the 13th day to be precise, in 2018. And we share only true crime stories here. Moving on, let me just give you a little insight into what happened. Now, this is the true crime story of Chris Watts. His wife was Shannon Watts, and he had 2 children, and as at that time, the wife was pregnant. Now, subsequent upon he had initially declared the wife and these 2 children missing. And this came as a result of her friend, a very good friend, who was concerned as to the whereabouts of the wife, Shannon. Now, moving on, he had gone even on national TV to cry and say that he was expecting his wife and his 2 children back, that they're missing. The whole manhunt started. The police became worried. Everyone was looking for his wife and those 2 little girls. And this man pretended like he knew nothing. Anyway, subsequent upon the investigation, they had approached a neighbor's house for surveillance camera to know how far. On getting to the man's house, they saw that as at the time Chris Watts had lied that he wasn't at home, he was actually loading some things in his truck. It was dark in the night. It was absurd. A lot of people actually have, different theories as regards whether he was actually loading the body or not. But anyway, he was doing suspicious activities around his truck as at the time he said he was not present. That was enough basis for suspicion. And he was invited in for questioning. On getting there, he lied by all the rules in the book. He would lie with a straight face and say he never had an affair. They asked him, did you have an affair? He said no, that even the wife, Shannon, would trust that he would never do such a thing to her. Anyway, they decided to do a polygraph. They conducted a polygraph for him, as at the time the police had already found out, because they went to check his text messages and everything. They saw videos, emails, messages of him, evidences of him having an affair. They knew that. He didn't know that they knew. And then he still went on for a polygraph test. Like, you are lying. You know you are lying. And you still went for a polygraph test. Anyway, he failed. Any surprise there? Anyway, he failed. So after that, they confronted him with the affair, of which, okay, yes, he agreed. But that was subsequent upon evidence. Now that he has agreed, he now said that was the reason why he failed the polygraph. That the affair he didn't want to expose was the reason he failed the polygraph. Anyway, the authorities were like, if you could lie once, then that means you could always lie another lie. So the father had come to see him from several miles. The man traveled so far to come and visit his son. Upon getting there, the guy, when they now confronted him with the affair,